I guess we'll start with the good news. So this is one of the books that I've already read this year, Thomas More's Utopia. It was really good. It was a little bit dated, and some of the ideas that Thomas More had were, I thought were a little funny, but a lot of his ideas were really great, and I loved it. And then this is the second book that I've already finished this year. It's Epictetus of Human Freedom. Really loved this book. Super quick read. Really brilliant ideas, and yeah, just great Greek great Greek philosophy. And this is the book that I'm reading right now. I'm currently reading The Alchemist, recommended by a friend of mine, and really am loving it. Actually loving it a lot more than I thought I would. It's become something really close to my heart very quickly, and it's super, like, there's a lot of space in this book. You get what you put into it. But it's also just really beautiful and poetic as well. And so the rest of the books that I'm going to try to finish this year, my goal or my challenge, the books that I plan to read are Les Mis, Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. This book I am going to try and read it in French. It'll be one of the first more difficult books that I've read in French. I have read a couple of little novels and things in French, but this will be the first more advanced book. I'm also going to try to read The Destiny of Man. Really looking forward to this. A tiny book, but I'm really happy about it. Is Winston's? It's not really a book, but it's Winston's Churchill. We will all go down fighting to the end. It's basically just like a bunch of his speeches, tons of the speeches that he was giving to the English people during, before, during, and after the victory of World War II. So just really, I think he's known as one of the best, speech givers, one of the best orators of our day. So I'm excited to learn what did he say, what he said. I'll be reading The Age of Innocence. This was recommended to me by my sister, and really looking forward to this. I'm also going to be reading East of Eden. This is a book that I had started in French. For some weird reason, I wanted to read it in French. I only ever got, 50 or so pages into it. One, because my French wasn't very good at the time I was reading it, but two, just because I wasn't very motivated. But this was the English version, and I'm excited to finish it this year. And I'm also going to read Seneca's On the Shortness of Life. It's kind of funny because On the Shortness of Life is extremely short, so I'm happy about that. But it's supposed to be a really great book. I'll be reading Frankenstein. Interesting enough, this book was recommended to me to kind of highlight the Frankenstein's monsters, kind of the way he learns as if he was kind of a learning algorithm, machine learning algorithm. So I'm excited to read it with that sort of a perspective in mind. I'm thinking of him as a machine learning algorithm. But yeah, I have read this before, so this will be a reread for Frankenstein. And this was recommended to me by my brother-in-law. It's 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life. I've never even listened to that many Jordan Peterson speeches before, so I'm excited to see what his book's about. I've heard lots of good things about it. I'm going to be reading To Kill a Mockingbird. This is also a reread, but it's, a great book, a classic, and this will only be the second time I've read it, so I might as well read it twice. And then I'm really excited. I'm going to try to be reading the Dune, 3 of the Dune books. So I'm going to read Dune, the big one, the first one. This one has almost 1,000 pages. I didn't realize it was so big. So I am excited about it, though. I have seen the film, and I really liked the film, the new one. But I also am going to be trying to read Dune Messiah and Children of Dune as well. Kind of like the 3 most popular, kind of like the popular trilogy of the Dune books. I'll also be reading The Brothers Karamazov. This is another almost 1,000 or more than 1,000 page book. So like Dune, this one will probably take a good month to read. But I'm excited for it, and I'll give it my best effort. I'm going to be reading Barack Obama's A Promised Land. This is another book that I started. I got about 70 or so pages into it, but this time I'm going to start it and read it all the way through. I'm going to be reading 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. This is a book that I was given to for my birthday by a friend, and I think it's just like, it's a classic. It's a lot of the classics are just, have something special about them. That's why they are classics, but I'm excited to see what this is really like. So yeah, I'll be reading the book Roar by Emma Clayton. This was a book that was recommended to me because I liked, because I'm really into science fiction. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to see how how this goes, the Roar. I'll be reading 9 Stories by Salinger, J.D. Salinger. I love his style of writing. He's an author who really makes me laugh, and I've read almost all of his other books, so I'm excited to finally read 9 Stories. I'll also be reading The Origin of Species. This is a copy in Spanish, and I'm probably just going to read this copy. I don't think it's worth it for me to buy another copy, so this will be another little bit of a challenge. But yeah, I'm up for it. I'm really excited about it. And speaking of Spanish books, I'm also going to read Plato's Dialogues, but this is also a Spanish edition. But I think it is good for me to read a couple of books each year in Spanish to keep up my Spanish, keep it sharp as can be. I'm also going to be reading The Three-Body Problem. This will be the first full book that I've ever read in Chinese, of any book. I've never even read like that many smaller books, but I have read 200 pages of another big book in Chinese with help. I read it during the period of a year with a private tutor, and she just went line by line. We took it really slow, but this time I'm going to kind of go for a strategy where I just read as many characters as I can, and if I don't know a character, I'm just going to kind of like keep blazing forward. Obviously, if I have no idea what's going on, I might, like pleco things or look up words. But I'm going to try to just blaze forth. And even if I don't understand everything, just try to finish this book. It's a really, really popular book, and I might end up reading it twice. But The Three-Body Problem, I think it won the 2015, some award in 2015 for like best science fiction novel. And the last 2 are Selected Poems by Victor Hugo. This is another French. This one's actually in French and English, so it's got the French and English versions of each poem. But I'm really excited for this. I've never really read like a full book on poetry before, but I love poetry, so this will be one first for me. And then last but not least, I'll be trying to read Gilead. This is a book that was recommended by my older sister, and yeah, it's supposed to be just very gentle and very beautiful. So I'm excited for this. But thanks for watching. That's the plans that I have for this year, and I'll be leaving book reviews as we go along. I've already finished a couple book reviews. I'll post them soon. And yeah, thank you so much.